Did you know your body sends you 4 critical warning signs every single day, signs that many people over 60 completely miss? These aren't just little annoyances or the usual aches and pains that come with aging. They're urgent signals your body is trying to send, and ignoring them could seriously harm your health, even put your life at risk. It's shocking how easy it is to overlook these messages because they often show up subtly, disguised as normal aging. But here's the truth: what feels normal isn't always safe. Have you ever noticed something off? Maybe a fleeting dizziness, a strange ache, or sudden confusion, but told yourself, it's probably nothing. You're not alone. Most seniors do this every day. We tend to brush these signs aside, thinking it's just part of getting older. But that's a dangerous mindset, because these quiet warnings are your body's way of saying, pay attention. Something's wrong. Before we dive into these 4 vital signals, I want to ask you, have you ever felt something unusual and just ignored it? If yes, share your experience in the comments. Your story could help someone else catch these warnings early. And if you're serious about protecting your health and catching these hidden signals before they become emergencies, hit that like button right now and subscribe to Better Aging Advice. Together, we'll learn to listen closely to our bodies and live stronger, safer lives after 60. Meet Edith, a 68-year-old retired schoolteacher who spent her life nurturing young minds and shaping futures. Now retired, she enjoys her quiet mornings with a cup of tea in her beloved garden. Edith's days are peaceful but simple, a few walks around the neighborhood, some knitting, and weekly visits from her grandchildren. She always believed that feeling a bit off now and then was just part of getting older. Maybe a little more tired than before, or some occasional forgetfulness, nothing to worry about. After all, everyone her age seemed to feel the same way. But Edith also carried an unspoken fear, the fear of losing independence. She worried about becoming a burden on her family or ending up in a hospital bed she couldn't get out of. Deep down, she wanted to stay strong and vibrant, but sometimes the small warning signs her body was giving her were easy to ignore. She told herself, it's just age catching up. Nothing serious. The occasional breathlessness, the swelling in her ankles after a long day, those moments when her energy just vanished, she chalked them up to being normal. And the little slips in memory? Well, everyone forgets things, right? What Edith didn't realize was how close she was to a serious health crisis. Those subtle signals she dismissed were quietly piling up, each one a piece of a much bigger puzzle that could no longer be ignored. It wasn't until a sudden scare during a family visit that she finally took notice, her heart pounding unusually fast, a wave of dizziness and confusion that scared even her grandchildren. That day changed everything. By listening carefully to her body and learning to recognize the 4 critical warning signs she had been missing, Edith was able to take control of her health. She made changes, reached out for help, and gradually found her way back to feeling confident and secure in her golden years. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to spot these 4 important warnings early, before they escalate. You'll learn practical, easy to follow advice that helped Edith protect herself and regain her peace of mind. These aren't complicated medical instructions or expensive treatments. They're simple actions you can take today to stay one step ahead and keep your health in check. So, stay with us, because what you're about to discover could be the key to living your best life after 60, just like Edith. Warning number 1, the silent breath. When breath feels normal but isn't. Breathing is something we often take for granted, until it suddenly feels different. After 60, subtle changes in your breathing can be one of the most important warning signs your body sends. It's not always the dramatic gasps or choking episodes you hear about in emergencies. Sometimes, it's a quiet, almost unnoticeable shift, like a slight shortness of breath during simple tasks or a mild tightness in your chest that you brush off as just getting older. These small changes are easy to ignore, but that's exactly the problem. Many seniors mistake them for normal signs of aging, when in reality, they could signal serious heart or lung problems. Conditions like congestive heart failure, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, or even early pneumonia often begin with these subtle symptoms. The danger is that by the time the symptoms become obvious, the condition may have progressed to a critical stage, making treatment harder and recovery slower. Take Edith's experience, for example. She had been feeling a bit breathless climbing the stairs and noticed a faint tightness in her chest after gardening. She told herself it was just her age catching up. She didn't want to alarm her family or spend more time in doctors' offices. But over a few weeks, the breathlessness grew worse, and one afternoon she found herself dizzy and struggling to catch her breath. That visit to the emergency room saved her life. She was diagnosed with early-stage heart failure, a condition that, if caught earlier, can be managed effectively with lifestyle changes and medication. So, how can you monitor your breathing and catch these warning signs before they become emergencies? Start by paying close attention during everyday activities. Do you feel more winded walking to the mailbox or climbing a few steps than you used to? Is there any unexplained chest tightness or discomfort, even if it only lasts a few seconds? These are important clues. One simple test you can try at home is the talk test. While walking at your normal pace, can you hold a conversation comfortably? If you find yourself gasping for air or needing to pause frequently, it's time to take note. Another useful approach is tracking your resting breathing rate. Count how many breaths you take in 1 minute while sitting quietly. A normal resting rate is about 12 to 20 breaths per minute. If you consistently notice higher numbers or irregular breathing patterns, it's worth discussing with your healthcare provider. And don't wait for severe symptoms before seeking help. If you experience persistent shortness of breath, chest tightness, or dizziness, especially if it worsens with activity or comes on suddenly, get medical attention promptly. Early diagnosis can make all the difference in managing heart and lung conditions successfully. Have you noticed any unusual changes in your breathing recently? Maybe you brushed off some mild breathlessness or a tight feeling in your chest? Share your experience below. Your story might help someone else recognize the signs early. But the second warning is something you'd never expect from your own body. Stay tuned, because it's a hidden signal that often goes unnoticed until it's too late. Warning number 2, the mystery swelling. Swollen feet and ankles, more than just getting old. Swelling in your feet and ankles might seem like a minor inconvenience, something you expect as part of getting older. You might notice your shoes feel tighter in the afternoon, or that your socks leave deep marks on your skin when you take them off. It's tempting to dismiss these changes as normal aging or just a result of standing too long. But this swelling, known medically as edema, can be far more serious. It's your body sending a hidden message that something deeper may be wrong, a message many seniors miss. Edith's story perfectly illustrates this. For months, she noticed her ankles and feet puffing up, especially by evening. At first, she thought it was nothing more than getting old catching up with her, or maybe the result of her love for salty snacks. The swelling felt annoying, but harmless. However, over time, it began to interfere with her daily life. Her once comfortable shoes no longer fit. Walking felt heavier, as if her feet were weighed down by invisible weights. Simple tasks became exhausting, and she felt trapped in her own body. That frustration and helplessness can be crushing, especially when you don't understand what's happening. What Edith didn't realize was that her swelling was more than just a nuisance. It was a warning sign of fluid retention caused by serious health problems. Fluid retention happens when excess fluid leaks out of your blood vessels and collects in your tissues. This buildup is often a symptom of underlying issues with the heart, kidneys, or circulation, conditions that become more common with age but shouldn't be ignored. When the heart's pumping ability weakens, blood can pool in the legs and feet, causing swelling. This is common in heart failure, a condition where the heart can't keep up with the body's demands. Kidney problems can also cause fluid to accumulate, because the kidneys aren't filtering and removing waste and excess fluids effectively. Poor circulation, especially venous insufficiency, occurs when veins have difficulty returning blood to the heart, resulting in blood pooling in the lower extremities. Ignoring swelling isn't just about discomfort, it can be dangerous. Persistent fluid buildup puts extra strain on your organs and tissues and increases your risk of infections, skin ulcers, and other complications. That's why it's critical to recognize when swelling signals something more serious. Here's how you can check for swelling yourself. At the end of the day, sit down and press your thumb gently against the swollen area, usually your ankles or the top of your feet. Hold it for about 10 seconds, then release. If the skin stays indented or pitted, this is a sign of fluid retention that should not be ignored. Additionally, be alert if the swelling comes on suddenly, is painful, or is accompanied by redness and warmth. These can be signs of a blood clot, which is a medical emergency requiring immediate attention. Aside from monitoring swelling, there are lifestyle steps you can take to reduce discomfort and improve circulation. Elevating your feet above heart level whenever possible helps fluid drain away. Wearing compression stockings, after consulting with a healthcare provider, can support vein function and reduce swelling. Managing your diet by limiting salt intake helps prevent excess fluid retention. Staying hydrated and maintaining gentle, regular exercise such as walking or swimming also promote healthy circulation and reduce swelling. If swelling persists or worsens despite these efforts, it's essential to see your doctor. Early diagnosis can lead to effective treatments that improve your symptoms and protect your overall health. Have you ever ignored a strange symptom, like swelling or something else odd your body was telling you? What was it? Let's talk about it in the comments below. Sharing your experience might help someone else catch their warning signs early. And coming up next is a warning that's even trickier to spot. It hides in your energy levels, or more precisely, the sudden, unexplained loss of it. You won't want to miss this one. Stay tuned. Warning number 3, the vanishing energy. Why exhaustion is more than just tiredness. Feeling tired after a long day or a busy week is completely normal, especially as we age. But what if the exhaustion you're experiencing isn't just the usual fatigue? What if it's a deeper, more alarming signal that something serious is happening inside your body? This kind of energy drain can be a warning your body sends long before more obvious symptoms show up. Not all tiredness is created equal. Normal fatigue is something you can shake off with a good night's sleep or a relaxing weekend. But a sudden, persistent drop in your energy, one that lingers and worsens, can indicate underlying health problems like anemia, thyroid imbalances, or even early infections. These conditions interfere with your body's ability to deliver oxygen to your cells, regulate metabolism, or fight off illness, and if left untreated, they can lead to serious complications. Edith, the retired schoolteacher we've been following, knows this all too well. For weeks, she brushed off the relentless exhaustion she felt every afternoon. She pushed through, convincing herself it was just part of aging or the stress of staying active. But one day, she collapsed at home, too weak to get up. The hospital diagnosed her with severe anemia. Her body wasn't producing enough healthy red blood cells to carry oxygen efficiently. This diagnosis shocked her, but it also saved her life. She started treatment immediately and learned to recognize the subtle energy shifts her body had been signaling. So how do you tell the difference between normal tiredness and dangerous exhaustion? One helpful approach is daily energy tracking. Keep a simple journal or use your phone to note how you feel at different times of the day. Are you unusually fatigued after minimal activity? Does your energy dip so low that everyday tasks feel overwhelming? Tracking these patterns helps you spot when something isn't right. Blood tests are essential for diagnosing causes of persistent exhaustion. Conditions like anemia can be detected through a simple complete blood count, CBC. Thyroid problems, which can cause fatigue, weight changes, and mood shifts, require specific thyroid function tests. Early infections sometimes don't cause fever but drain your energy as your immune system works overtime. So, don't hesitate to ask your doctor for these tests if you notice unexplained, persistent fatigue. In addition to medical evaluation, some lifestyle tweaks can boost your vitality. Prioritize balanced meals rich in iron. Think leafy greens, beans, and lean meats, and foods supporting thyroid health like selenium and iodine. Stay hydrated, avoid excessive caffeine or sugar that cause energy crashes, and build gentle exercise into your routine. Walking or stretching can help improve circulation and energy over time. How do you keep your energy up during the day? Have you found any simple tricks that really work? Share your tips in the comments. Your advice might brighten someone else's day. The final warning is the one most seniors overlook, and it's the deadliest. Don't miss it, because it could save your life or the life of someone you love. Stay with us. Warning number 4, the mind's whisper. Memory lapses and confusion, when it's more than forgetfulness. For many seniors, forgetting names, misplacing keys, or having occasional senior moments feels like a normal part of aging. We all misplace things sometimes, and it's easy to dismiss these little memory lapses as harmless. But what if these moments are your brain whispering a warning, a subtle sign that something more serious is going on? When memory slips become frequent, or when confusion suddenly appears, it could signal cognitive decline, delirium, or even the early signs of a stroke. These are urgent signals that many older adults overlook, sometimes with devastating consequences. Edith's story is a perfect example. She was always sharp and independent, proud of her mental clarity even as she aged. But over time, she started mixing up appointments, struggling to find the right words during conversations, and sometimes felt completely disoriented in familiar places. At first, she told herself it was just normal aging. After all, who doesn't forget things now and then? But the episodes grew more frequent, and a frightening moment came when Edith found herself confused during a family gathering, unable to follow the flow of conversation. That night, the fear she felt was overwhelming. Was she losing herself? Was this the start of something irreversible? That moment became Edith's wake-up call. She reached out to her doctor, who recommended cognitive testing and a referral to a specialist. Early diagnosis allowed Edith to start treatment, mental exercises, and lifestyle changes that helped slow the decline and improve her quality of life. She also involved her family in monitoring symptoms, ensuring she had support and understanding from those closest to her. The relief she felt after confronting this issue head-on was immense. Knowing she wasn't alone and that help was available gave her hope and strength. So, how can you tell when forgetfulness is more than just a harmless slip? Here are some important signs to watch for. Sudden confusion or difficulty understanding simple instructions. Repeatedly forgetting recent events or conversations. Struggling to recognize familiar people or places. Difficulty completing everyday tasks you once handled easily. Changes in mood, personality, or behavior. If you or a loved one experiences these symptoms, it's crucial to see a healthcare professional promptly. Early evaluation can distinguish between treatable conditions and more serious issues, like early-stage dementia or the aftermath of mini-strokes called transient ischemic attacks, TIAs. In addition to medical care, there are ways to support brain health at home. Mental exercises such as puzzles, memory games, reading, or even learning a new skill help keep your mind active. Staying socially engaged and physically active also supports cognitive function. And don't hesitate to involve family or close friends, they can provide critical observations and emotional support. Have you or someone you know experienced sudden confusion or troubling memory changes? How did you handle it? Share your story in the comments below. Your experience might encourage someone else to seek help sooner. Remember, this final warning, the mind's whisper, is often the hardest to hear but the most vital to acknowledge. Taking it seriously can mean the difference between maintaining independence and facing overwhelming challenges. Edith's journey is a powerful reminder that our bodies are constantly communicating with us, sending signals that we must learn to recognize and respect. For years, Edith brushed off subtle changes, those quiet warnings she thought were just part of getting older. But each ignored sign chipped away at her well-being, leading her dangerously close to serious health crises she never saw coming. It wasn't until she chose to listen, truly listen, that everything changed. What makes Edith's story so inspiring is not just her struggle, but her transformation. From dismissing her symptoms as normal aging to actively monitoring her health, seeking medical advice, and making lifestyle changes, Edith took control of her future. She learned that aging doesn't have to mean surrendering to decline but embracing vigilance and care. Every small step she took, from tracking her breathing and watching for swelling to paying attention to her energy levels and mental clarity, was a declaration that she valued herself and wanted more from life. The key takeaway here is simple yet profound: your body sends you critical warning signs every single day. These signs aren't random or meaningless. They're urgent messages designed to protect you if you're willing to pay attention. Ignoring them is like driving blindfolded, dangerous and unnecessary. But by tuning in, by honoring these signals, you give yourself a chance to catch problems early, avoid serious complications, and live a fuller, healthier life. Your health isn't a mystery reserved for doctors alone, it's a daily conversation between you and your body. Whether it's a breath that feels different, swelling that won't go down, energy that vanishes too quickly, or moments when your mind feels foggy, each is a whisper that deserves your respect. You owe it to yourself to act, to ask questions, and to reach out for help when something feels off. Remember Edith's transformation, how one woman's choice to listen saved her life and renewed her spirit. You can be that person, too. Your body is speaking to you every day. Will you listen before it's too late? If this video opened your eyes to the hidden warning signs your body sends every day, please take a moment to hit that like button. It really helps us reach more people who need this life-saving advice. And don't keep this important information to yourself. Share this video with a friend, family member, or neighbor who could benefit from understanding these crucial signals. Subscribe to our channel for more practical tips and expert guidance designed specifically to help you age better, stronger, and healthier every single day. We want to hear from you, too. Tell us in the comments which of these 4 warnings surprised you the most, or if you've ever experienced any of them firsthand. Your stories and questions create a community where we all learn and support each other. So jump into the conversation below. We're listening.